Hello everyone, my name is Rosario Lehel, and today I'm doing a program for my course, Programming for IT, and today we will be designing a random password generator which will create a GUI so the user can choose to whether they want to create a strong password or if they want to create a simple password. It will also allow the user to save the password and later retrieve it. This is some of the sources that helped me get this done. Here are some of the modules that I had to import in order to get the program working. And here we have an empty dictionary. We have the same thing over here. This will be the main window where we'll be using things to generate the password and things like that. Here we'll make it so that once we run the program, we will not get to the main window first. Here we set the size of the main window, and here's the title for the main window. And this one is the top level window. This will allow us so that when we run the program, we will open this window first, and then once we log in, then we get access to the main window. And here we set the size to the main window. Here is the label for the user to enter the username. Here's an entry where the user will enter their username. Here's an entry for the user to enter their password. And here's the label for the user to enter their password. And here we're using the pack func module to help us put both entry and label in the top window. And this function will allow us to log in to get access to the random password window. And once we put in our, our username and password, if the password matches, then we will open the main window. If the password doesn't match, then we will get an error. And here we will return the value of username and password. This button will be the login button, so that once we press the login button, it will check whether username and email, username and password are correct, so we can open up the main window. Here we're using the string var with a variable, and this will allow us to manage the value of a widget or for a label or an entry. Here with this variable, this will allow us to get other to use other characters in the ASCII table. And here using string var again, this will allow us to manage the value of the widget. Here with this function, we will be uh, creating a simple password. And we would doing that with opening a text file to read as with the variable words. And we're going to read the text file word line by line. We're going to remove any white space, and we're going to add every word in the text file to an empty dictionary. And here, out of those words, we will select 3 random words. And once we get all 3 random words, this will allow us to display the 3 random words to be used for the simple password. Here, with this function, we will randomly get any character available in the ASCII table. Here we have an empty variable with the name password, and here we're going to use the range of the password length, which we have here, which is 4 to 32 characters long. And once we get the a number to use for password, then we will get any random character from the ASCII table depending on how long the password length is. And once we do that, then we will update the variable password to include every character that we just got from the ASCII table. And here it sets the password variable to be used by the widget, which we have it named as output underscore pass. And here in this entry, we have it so that once we get a password, then this entry will display the password. Here we're using pack to make sure that the entry it's available in the window. And here we have a button to generate the password. Here we have another button to generate the easy password. Here we have an entry where it will display the strong password. And here we have an entry so for the email to be associated with the password. And here we have a label to tell the user where to put the email. And here we have an entry for the user to save a website associated with the email and password. And here we have a label to enter the website. Here this entry will allow us to put an entry for the website, so we could save it to the file. And this function will allow us to write the strong password to the file. So we're going to open the text file as append with a variable name as base. And with this variable, we'll get the value from the strong password. The next variable will get the value from the email, and then we'll get the value from the website. Once we got all that information, we will be writing all that information to the file with the website first, then the email, and then the password. And here we have the same function, but for the simple password, where we will get the easy password, we will get the email value, and we also get the website value. And we will write in those to the text file as well. And this function will allow us to find the website associated with the email and password. So here we'll get the information for when the user puts in the website to be used. And we're going to open up the text file to read. And we're going to read the text file line by line. And if we find a line that starts with the website that the user put in, then we will display the email and password. And here we have buttons that will, if we press this button, it will save the hard password. This button will save the easy password. This button will allow us to search the file for the website, and this entry will display the email and password for the website. And the rest is mostly the locations for where the labels, entries, and buttons will be placed in the window. And at the very end, we have the window main loop. This will allow us to execute the application. Without this, your program will not run. So to see the program in action, we're going to run the program, and here I'm gonna put the username, and I'm gonna put just a random password. And as you can see, if you go to log in, we get a invalid credentials. So we hit OK. If we put the right password, I can log in, and over here we have the length of the password. It could be minimum 4 characters long and the most 32 characters long. So we have the button to save the hard password. We have a button to generate the password. Here we have the same to save the simple password. Here we have to create the simple password. And here we have two entries, one for the website to be associated with the email password, and here we have an entry for the email to be associated with the password. And here we have an entry for to look up the file associated. Sorry. Here we have an entry to look up the file to see if we find the website. And if we do find a website, then we will click the button, and here it will display email and password. And to see it in action, I'm gonna be creating both strong password and a simple password. And for length, I'm gonna say 12 characters long, generate password. Here I'm gonna say Amazon.com, and for the email, I would just use a randomly generated email. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna paste it, and I'm gonna save the hard password. I'm going to do the same for the simple password. I'm gonna create a simple password. I'm going to change the website, and I'm gonna keep the email the same since we mostly use the same email for a lot of things. And I'm gonna save the simple password. And if I go here and say, oh, I want to find my password for youtube.com, then here, as you can see, we have email, and then we have password. And if I want to find the password for amazon.com, then we can see here email and strong password. I didn't I could not figure out, or did not have enough time to make it so that once we press the button, the entry boxes will automatically clear information so that it's empty again. But for now, the program works. So thank you.